Hello viewers, I am Dr. Rajneesh Kumar Pandey and you are watching IITM Unmesh, where we cover the most significant happenings across the nation and beyond. Here's what you need to know about this week's national, international, business, sports and entertainment news. Let's start with the national news. ISRO launches US AST SpaceMobile's BlueBird Block-2 satellite successfully. Indian Space Research Organization has successfully launched the United States AST SpaceMobile's BlueBird Block-2 communication satellite. It was launched at 8:55 am today from the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. Andhra Pradesh, BlueBird Block-2 aims to deliver space-based cellular broadband directly to unmodified smartphones, revolutionizing connectivity in remote areas. Over 24.0 lakh electors were deleted from the voter list in Kerala as the Election Commission of India published the draft electoral roll on Tuesday after the special intensive revision exercise in the state. Now let's move towards international news. Strikes reported a day after Russian general's death in car bombing. The latest strikes on Ukraine are taking place hours after a Russian general was killed in a car bombing in Moscow. Lieutenant General Fanil Sarvaro died on Monday morning after an explosive device planted under a car detonated, according to Russia's investigative committee. The 56-year-old was the head of the Armed Forces Operational Training Department, the committee said. Diplomatic tensions with India rise as protests spill into Kolkata. Bangladesh's internal unrest has begun spilling across its borders, with Dhaka suspending visa services indefinitely on Monday after a small group of protesters gathered near its High Commission in New Delhi. India, in response, summoned Bangladesh envoy and conveyed strong objections over recent attacks on minorities and on diplomatic missions, underscoring New Delhi's concerns over the deteriorating situation. Moving ahead with business news. Indigo under CCI lens for alleged exploitative pricing after mass flight cancellations. The Competition Commission of India has sought information from Indigo Airlines as part of an ongoing probe triggered by allegations of abuse of dominance. The inquiry is expected to examine whether the airline engaged in exploitative practices that may have caused widespread consumer inconvenience, particularly through steep fare increases following recent flight disruptions. Reliance Jio, NSE, Flipkart among 10 much-awaited IPOs in 2026. After witnessing an IPO tsunami in 2025 with record-breaking issues, India's primary market is all set to enter 2026 with one of the largest IPOs in pipeline. India's equity fundraising ecosystem is entering a pivotal phase, shaped by a strong 2025 and evolving market dynamics heading into 2026. Now some sports highlights. Gill omitted as India announced T20 World Cup 2026 squad. Shubman Gill, who was surprisingly recalled to the T20 international setup as vice captain 3 months ago, has been left out of India's squad for the men's T20 World Cup to be played in India and Sri Lanka from February 7. A move triggered by India's maiden one-day international World Cup triumph and aimed at creating a more equitable pay structure across the circuit. The substantial hike was approved by the board's Apex Council. As per the revised structure, senior women cricketers playing their trade in domestic tournament will now earn between Rs 50,000 and Rs 60,000 per day, a significant jump from the existing Rs 20,000, Rs 10,000 for reserves per match. Now let's move to the entertainment section. Renowned Malayalam filmmaker Srinivasan dies at 69. Srinivasan, a towering presence in Malayalam cinema as an actor, writer and filmmaker, passed away on Saturday, leaving behind a body of work that shaped the social and comic conscience of the industry for over 4 decades. He was 69. Dhurandhar to be among the top 5 highest grossing Bollywood films. Dhurandhar is now the 5th highest grossing Bollywood film, beating Secret Superstar and PK. It may soon enter the top 5, surpassing Animal and Bajrangi Bhaijaan. And that brings us to the end of this week's bulletin. Thank you for joining us.